My father, too. He was an actor also. George Nicholas Neese, Daddy. He was a tall, blonde, blue-eyed Aryan Adonis. He had a beautiful speaking voice. He did voiceovers, commercials. He sang a musical comedy, too. He would sing to my sister and I. Younger than springtime are you, softer than laughter are you. But then at 3 years old, my mother and my father divorced. Daddy? Daddy? Where'd my daddy go? Has anybody seen my daddy? Daddy! Daddy! First he's here, then he's not. Did I say something wrong? Well, after my mother served him papers, he just kind of shut down. He wanted to forget about the past and go on with his career and his friends. And, you know, maybe occasionally we'd see him with presents for Christmas, or he would take us to a restaurant in Malibu called the Sea Lion. It was a restaurant overlooking the ocean. Nikki, darling, the waitress is waiting for your order. Yes, Daddy. Everything looks so good, I just don't know what to decide. I'll have a Shirley Temple, crab cocktail, and Bec L'Orange. Right. You're turning out to be quite the gourmet, just like your father. Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy. I was about 11 or 12 years old, walking down Santa Monica Boulevard in West LA, across Palmer Park, overlooking the tennis courts. Is that my daddy? Yes, it is. Daddy! Daddy! Well, hello, Nikki. It's good to see you. Would you like to hit a few balls with your father? Oh, yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy, I would. I don't know. I just kept on walking. I never really did go down and say hello. Now, my mother's side of the apartment, the decor was very she, glamour, Hollywood. The walls were painted dark green. There wasn't a lot of wall space for paintings. It was mostly back-to-back, wall-to-wall windows covered with these plastic curtains that had a very 30-ish pattern of palm tree branches and feathers and plumes, with splashes of magenta and chartreuse. Chartreuse is a big color then. There was a Hollywood sofa bed flush against one wall that reflected the pattern of the curtains in the negative. And an adorable pale pink brocade Victorian settee, framed in ornate carved wood with little armrests and claws legs for feet, or claws feet for legs. Anyway, I think it was from a previous residence that we lived in, which was mostly very old world. So it was kind of an eclectic mix. And in that space, I would put on the 33 1/3 long playing albums of Scheherazade or Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, and I would just dance, dance, dance to my heart's content. La-dum, da-da-dum, la-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da, but on my grandparents' side, it was very, very utilitarian, very practical. The color scheme was a sea of neutrals: off-white, cream, eggshell, beige, taupe, nutmeg, cinnamon, going over. The bed that my sister and I slept in, it had, you know, no headboard, no particular bedspread, box spring mattress, sheet blanket, nothing fancy. And in the middle of the room, there was a pull-down bed that my grandparents slept in that always stayed pulled down. And over the headboard was a large painting of the face of Jesus with those eyes that followed you wherever you went. And at the foot of the bed was this long oak dining room table, medieval style, that my sister and I would did our homework and projects on. There wasn't a lot of walking space in that room, especially with the upright piano that my Uncle Clark and my grandmother played. My Uncle Clark, he lived in the back bedroom. He was the oldest of the 4 children. Then came my mother, my Auntie Anne, and my Auntie Avery. My Uncle Clark, he loved opera and playing that piano. Oh, my grandmother would shout, "Clark, stop pounding the piano." Oh. But we kids really loved his rendition of the Green-Eyed Dragon. Beware, take care of the green-eyed dragon with the 13 tails, who feeds with greed on little boys and puppy dog tails and big fat snails. You'd say, "Oh, Uncle Clark, sing it again." My grandmother, too, she was very musical. She loved playing that piano and singing. Welcome, sweet springtime, la-dee, la-la-la. Now, girls, remember when you sing, open your mouth wide, put 2 fingers in your mouth. La, 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 la. Smile for the people, show your pretty teeth. La, 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 la. The notes on the space, F-A-C-E, spell face. La, 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 la. The notes on the lines, E-G-B-D-F. Every good boy does fine. My grandmother, she was getting on in her 50s, and she was putting a little bit of weight on, especially in the upper body area. And she had these special corsets, which she would lace up every day. She was very proud of them. They were custom made. I'd watch her lace them up, and she'd put on her fine linen dress. And as for her coiffure, she had these clumps of pink hair, which she called rats. And she put them right in the middle of her head, and with this very special comb, she would twirl it to the center, and then do the same at the other side. She'd put on her wide red flowered hat. And with her walking cane, she was indeed the Dowager Empress, strutting off to Hollywood Boulevard for her famous pork music. "Mommy, Nicky!" She would call us to come in for dinner or get ready for bed. My friends in the neighborhood really got a kick out of her high falsetto voice. My grandmother, she was a Sagittarian. I don't know if you know much about Sagittarians, but they can be brutally frank, honest to a fault. And my grandmother was no exception. Don't sling hash for a living, and don't wash dirty diapers. But above all,